Episode 6 of the Bald Guy's Opinion will start in 30 seconds. Welcome, everybody, to episode 6 of the Bald Guy's Opinion. With me today, I have Dee J Juancho from Miami. What's up, buddy? Thank you for joining me.
JC, thank you for having me, buddy. How you doing today?
Good, man. Good. I don't know if you know, I had Rudy on.
Last week, I believe.
We mentioned you. The week before, I had Joe Rubo. I don't know if you remember the movie, The Last American Virgin.
Yes. Great movie.
I had him. Yeah, David, the one that played David.
Correct.
Yes. I had him on. That was a fun episode. That was a fun episode too. So what's up, man? Before we get talking about you and your background, bro,
okay.
Let me ask you about the Dolphins, the World Series. What are your thoughts on the Dolphins? What are your thoughts on the Dolphins this year?
Dolphins. Let me tell you something. I have not seen the Dolphins play like they played this year. Like literally, they got a good head coach. Okay, they got a good coach. You know, he's coming. The coach is from San Francisco, where they were about to. You know, he was the defensive coordinator, where they were about to become Super Bowl champions. So we got a good coach. A coach that understands. I used to work with the Dolphins, so more or less, you know, I know how the system was working and everything like that. But they got a good coach. I have a feeling, and I've always said it before they started winning, that the Dolphins will win the Super Bowl if they go ahead and change their uniforms. So, and I said that, I predicted that like 3-4 years ago. If the Dolphins change their uniforms and they get new uniforms, they get a new design and everything like that, they will win the Super Bowl.
So you think the uniforms were somewhat of a curse from back?
Probably
from behind.
You know, they always have that specific curse. You know, like the Yankees and when Babe Ruth and all that stuff.
The Bambino.
The Bambino, exactly. So I said to myself, I go, you know what? I have a feeling that if the Dolphins will ever go ahead and change their uniform with a new logo, maybe a new design, a new color, there's a possibility that they'll win the Super Bowl. And I said to myself this year, I go, listen, I have a friend that she's a 49ers fan. And every time the 49ers play, you know, I tell you, listen, it would be nice if the Dolphins in San Francisco will go to the Super Bowl. Because right there, that day, you'll not be my friend. You'll be my worst enemy. And we'll be fighting.
Wait, I don't know if you remember. You were on with Rudy once. Yo creo que I mentioned it on I typed it in. I go, bro, it'll be awesome. A rematch between the 49ers and the Dolphins.
Correct.
Bro, 30 what? No, almost about 35 years. No,
yeah,
almost 40 years later. Almost 40 years later, a rematch, bro. So what are your thoughts about? Because listen, I'm a Dolphin freak. I'm a Dolphin fan, but I'm not blinded either. Their 6 wins. Their 6 wins have been against crappy teams. Their 2 losses against good teams.
Hold on, because if we're looking at crappy teams, who would have thought that Bill Belichick's New England Patriots were going to be where they're at today?
That's true.
Because we're talking about a top-notch coach where he had, I think it was 7 Super Bowls. You know, but remember, the New England team there was Brady. Brady was the
And if you go back to Denver, when we beat Denver, we're talking about a Super Bowl winning coach as well, a Super Bowl winning quarterback as well. So I get what you're saying. So what are your thoughts about this Sunday, the Dolphins versus KC?
It's you. Once again, you have a great quarterback. Mahomes is a great quarterback. He's a rusher. You know, he's a runner. You know, the guy's a runner, and you just have to. The defense has to be. You have to keep an eye on him. You know, he runs and he does these acrobatic throws that him and his mother only know, man. to tell you the truth.
Well, but I mean, did you see the no look pass that I thought I was watching Magic Johnson that that Tua did.
Oh,
It was went like that. You used to see. It was like a magic. I go, what? Am I watching basketball? Or am I watching football? I never seen that before in my life.
And I have to say that the Dolphins have great runners. They have a great running back crew. They got this guy. What's his name?
Chamaquito. Well, they have two. They have two. They have the Monstrat or whatever his last name is. And they have a Chamaco, the rookie. That rookie is a savage, bro.
Yeah. And then you have Waddle, You have what's this guy? God, I'm going blank right now.
Me too. The fastest guy in the team.
10, yes.
Number 10. That he used to play for these
Casey?
people. Yeah.
So they have a great team. They have a great defense. You know, they have a great team, like I said. And if they play the proper way, they have that mentality of winning, they can get somewhere.
I think we're going to see a preview of the AFC title game this Sunday.
I hope so. I hope it's a good match.
I think so. I hope so.
Now, if you ask me, who do you think is going to win? You know what? I'm going to plead the fifth because we have two great quarterbacks, man.
Me too.
We have two great quarterbacks.
Me too. Listen, if the Dolphins do things right, they have a. I mean, it's only a 1 point favorite. They're only a 1 point underdog. Only 1 point underdog. As of now, things may change. But aside, we're getting the rookie running back. We're getting him back this week. I think they're finally releasing him.
I think he played last week. He was released last week.
I unfortunately didn't watch the game last week. I was only able to watch the final score, and we were so busy on Sunday that it's the only game I missed this year. So you mentioned you worked for the Dolphins. What did you do?
I used to work in the parking department. So I would I would go ahead and take cash, credit cards, and everything like that. And let me tell you something. I did it for 12 years, man. 12 years I worked with the Dolphins.
And Joe Robbie.
We're talking about oh my God! Right now, Landshark Stadium.
Well, to me, it'll always be Joe Robbie. It'll always be Joe Robbie to me.
Correct.
Hey, it'll always be Joe Robbie. Just like where the Marlins play, will always be the Orange Bowl.
Listen, I remember when Joe Robbie opened. When they opened, and I'm going to throw you back a little bit, all the way to the back. Their first concert was the New Kids on the Block.
What?
That was the first concert at Joe Robbie Stadium. New Kids on the Block. Yep.
Well, yeah, because they built it in 80. Well, they
84,
were building it
85.
That's when they started building it.
Correct.
Abrió, what, in 88 then? 87, 88? Wow.
Correct. Imagine this. Wow. Imagine this. The Marlins, when the Marlins their first game was at that stadium with the Colorado Rockies. I worked that game.
Wow. That's pretty cool, man. I didn't know man. You worked for the Dolphins. I didn't know that. It's pretty cool. Yeah. So Ilo Huracanes, I spoke to Rudy about the Canes, bro. They're such a disappointing year, man. Because they're winning, but bro, they could easily been gone to the top 10 if it wasn't for some stupid mistakes. That coach sucks, bro.
Once again, nowadays, I've always said it, and I'll always say it for any sport. Nowadays, the players play for the money, not for the love of the game. And I've always said that. We have, and I'm going to switch sports. I'm going to go to soccer, okay? Mm-hmm. What these soccer players get paid, it's ridiculous money to go play at Europe.
Yeah.
Stupid money. Where we have a lot of people, that need so much money. But anyways, that's besides the point. They get paid so much that when they come and play for their country, they don't want to get hurt. And they don't play as well as they do. And I tell you because I see it in my Colombian team where you have a bunch of great players playing in Europe. And when they come and play with La Selección, they don't play. They don't show that effort. So I'm like, you know what? They don't do it for the love of the game no more. They get paid. They don't want to get hurt. If they get hurt, they're not going to get paid, the big bucks anymore and things like that,
Sports has become a little boring to me because of that. That's why college sports is a little bit more. Para que tú veas, the women play better and the women play with more heart than the men do. I enjoy women WNBA because they play with more heart. And I don't know if you know, my wife is Colombian.
Oh, she is. What part?
Ella de Cali. She's from Cali.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, where are you from?
My parents are from Medellin.
Medellin. Her stepdad is from Medellin.
Okay.
But, yeah, but she was born over there. She was raised here. She came when she was 3 years old. So
okay, cool.
Yeah. So, bro, what tell me about your background, bro. So you're from Medellin, Colombia. So how'd you get started? Because you used to work for the Dolphins. So were you doing both music and?
I'm a little bit of a multitasker. I'm a little bit of a multitasker. I've been, as a child, I was very rebellious. So I would go from job to job. I wouldn't last at a job or anything like that. Then my daughter came along. She was born, and then I started getting more responsibilities, getting a little bit more mature and everything like that. So I started keeping more jobs. I started keeping my jobs and paying more attention and things like that. So I was laid off from one of my jobs one day, and I called my cousin, and she's like, "Listen, call one of my friends that works with me. She works for the stadium. Maybe she can help you get in." So I called her up and I say, "Listen, I'm such and such. I'm this girl's cousin. She told me to give you a call because there's a possibility that job opportunities can come across." And she's like, "Go ahead and call this number and apply at this website, and they'll go ahead and give you a call." Nonetheless, it took only like 4 days before they called me. I went for the interview, and 12 years later, I decided to let go of them because I gave them 12 years of my life, and the new hires were getting paid. We're starting off at 1550, and it took me almost 12 years to get to 1550. So what I told my boss, I go, "Listen, is there a possible way that you can go ahead and at least compensate me $5 where I can get paid 20 and at least break even with the newbies, since I've given you 12 years of my life." They never reached out back to me. I said, "Listen, you know what? Thank you very much for..."
Juancho.
I've been a music lover ever since I was 6 years old. My family, they threw parties and they would go ahead and put me to put the music.
Juancho, you froze completely when you said that you gave 12 years of your life. So I don't know what you said in between. Okay. You froze for about 30 seconds.
So I gave him 12 years of my life, and since my boss did not go ahead and compensate me what I asked him for, I told them, "Listen, you know what? Thank you very much. I enjoyed 12 years, but if this can't happen, I can't go ahead and give you more of my time, because if I give you another 12 years, where am I going to be at? $17, $18?" So I told them no, and then I just continued with my music. The music, JC, I started the music when I was like 6, 7 years old. My family, we came from a background where my family used to do parties every single weekend. And we used to go ahead and I used to play the records, the cassettes, and everything like that, the 8-tracks in the cars. So I started with the music, and every time we would do a party, they would give me a call so I could put the music. And ever since that, I started with the music industry, And ever since I've been like DJing, online virtual radio stations and stuff like that.
Okay, and well, you say you started with music, and it was just DJing. Have you ever sang
with the 8-tracks? And ever since, like I said, I started doing this, but I don't go ahead and compete with anybody else. I don't like to compete with DJs or anything like that. I do my music. I only focus in salsa. That's my genre. Don't get me wrong. I listen to other music. I listen to freestyle. I listen to, Hispanic music, alternative music and stuff like that. I listen to all types of music, but I don't go ahead and compete against nobody else. I don't like to take nobody's job or have them take my job or anything like that.
And that's cool that you say that, because there's so much people love to compete. For example, I do have my 9 to 5. I work for TechStop. I used to work for Florida DOT. I'm originally from Florida.
Okay.
That's how I know Rudy. I'm originally from Florida, but I work for TechStop. but that's my 9 to 5. And after 9 to 5, I'm a notary. I'm my bilingual mobile notary. But I
Okay.
have other people in my circle where if I can't do it,
Correct.
I'll send it to somebody else. I don't keep it for
Hmm.
myself. Dude, if I
Correct.
can help
Correct.
someone, if I can help another notary, as a matter of fact, I have another podcast, which is a notary podcast. I don't know if you've seen it. If you've seen my post
Yeah,
on
I've
Facebook.
seen the post. Hmm.
Well, I have a notary podcast with another notary. She's a fellow notary. She's in Waco, Texas. So I'll send stuff to her. She'll send stuff to me, and that's how we do. There's so much
It's
competition.
exactly, and it's about helping each other out. It's not about competing. It's about helping each other out because that's
Exactly.
what we're here to do. That's what Hispanics and Americans try to do. But you have these Hispanics that just want to go ahead and they want to go ahead and take everything, and
We're
it's
leeches,
crazy.
bro. We're leeches, bro.
Exactly.
We want to keep everything for ourselves, and whatever we have up here, let I'll share a little bit, but only enough just to get you off my back. But I'm keeping as much knowledge as possible, and that's not right, man. That's not right.
You know what?
So
I learned, and it sounds selfish, but I've learned to keep so much stuff to me that I don't like sharing because of the simple fact or because of the way that I've been paid with friends, you know? So I've always said, people don't make you a I mean, you're not a bad person. People convert you into a bad person because of
yeah,
everything that they do to you, you know?
makes sense. Yeah, it does make sense. I mean, you don't get me wrong. Yeah, you want to be very careful who to
Correct.
trust. That doesn't mean you trust everybody, but
Exactly.
you have your circle of acquaintances or friends that can become business partners, you know. And pero unfortunately, there's so many leeches, especially us Latinos.
And not only that, you have to be careful on who your partner is as well because that same partner can go ahead and take from you, man. They can
Stab you in the
take from
back.
you.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
yep. And talk about freestyle. I mean, I've seen you on online with Rudy and stuff like that. And you know, who have you met as far as freestyle? Kind of, I think you've mentioned. Do you ever play freestyle? Do you ever? I know your main focus is salsa, which my wife loves salsa. She married a two left foot guy. I do not know how to dance. Dude, I am horrible. Never learned it. I
Listen,
like to
I
dance, but I suck at it.
listen. I How did I start dancing? Was I was two left feet as well, but my aunt. I was 6 years old, and you know how us the Hispanic parents would go ahead and throw a party, and all the children would have to go to bed no later than 10 o'clock. You wouldn't be able to be at the party.
Yeah.
But I had una tia alcahueta, that would come and wake me up. She will wake me up just to go dance with her, and she taught me how to dance. So with that being said, I was a two left feet man myself, but I started going to nightclubs and I started seeing how people would dance. And man, JC, I would get home the following day in the
You
shower.
practicar in
In the
practice.
shower, I would practice in the shower.
That's awesome.
You know, So I started learning step by step and everything like that and stuff like that. So it's easy. Si quieres aprender, you just got to go ahead and practice. But
I've
going back to the
tried.
freestyle, with the freestyle, I've met a lot of artists, man. I've had pictures with Stevie B. I've had pictures with Little Susie,
Really?
Lizette Melendez. I went to a concert one time and it was VIP. And we didn't know that the VIP included backstage passes and an after party with them. Okay, so we ended up. I don't know if you remember this club, Penrod's in South Beach. So we ended up at that.
I was too young, but yes, I do remember my brother going in there. I will hang out at the beach, and
Yeah.
then my brother would go in there with my cousins and all that. I was too young.
Well, we ended up at that club with everybody: TKA, Little Susie, Lizette
Wow.
Melendez, Stevie B, Freeze. Who
Well,
else was
even so,
there?
Lil Susie performed because Lil Susie is around my age.
She's 40
So
Susie now. She's not little no more.
No, no, no.
She's
I know
hottie
she's
Susie.
allowed. As a matter of fact, I reached out to little Susie. Not I haven't heard back from her. Of course, she probably won't get back to me. I don't know, but I tried reaching out to her because I would love to interview her. Cause I feel like I grew up with her, even though she didn't know me.
I don't think none of them though we grew up with them, you know.
But she's around. I think she may be a year younger than me. But when she started singing, she was 13. I think, yeah, I was 14. She started singing at 13, 12, 13 years old. So I feel like I was raised with her because I followed her music.
Correct.
I was a big, she was one of my favorite singers, you know? So
I think for me, my favorite singer from freestyle, I can't choose because the music is just incredible. The music is incredible.
I listen to it to this day. It's like I told Rudy on our show, it's like my kids and my wife and everybody will tell me, you're stuck in the 80s. I go, but that's the best decade, dude, for music, movies.
Everything.
Comedy,
childhood.
Dude, that was the best time.
I tell my daughter, I have a 27-year-old daughter, and I tell her, your childhood is nothing compared to my childhood. I had the best childhood in my life. I was able to go ahead and enjoy what was going out to the street, playing hide and seek, having your mother chase you with una chancleta because you weren't home by this time, you know?
O con el palo de trapear.
Yeah. Or them screaming at you, yelling at you from the apartment door, and you're nowhere around in the complex.
Oh my God, bro.
You know,
did you grow up in the same neighborhood as I did?
Listen, I've been in Kendall. I lived in Kendall. I lived in Sweetwater. I lived in Westchester. So I've been all over. I've been all over Miami, man. Miami.
I was born and raised in Little Havana.
Okay.
Right, a couple blocks from La Calle Ocho.
Okay.
You know Rey de la Frita?
Yeah.
I lived a couple minutes away from there.
Wow.
I was born and raised there. And then when my parents bought a house in West Miami.
Okay.
And
where in West Miami?
67th Avenue off of 8th Street, where the Winn-Dixie used to be. Yeah, I don't think there's a Winn-Dixie there anymore. Hey, as a matter of fact, Sarushi.
No. Everything has changed.
But you remember Sarushi, the big sandwich place?
Yes.
Sarushi.
That was on 8th Street.
Yes, and 60th Avenue or something like that.
Yeah. No, everything has changed, bro. Everything has changed.
I know it has. Last time I went to visit my mom, I go, wow, things have changed because she still lives there. But anyways, and then I got married. I moved to Broward. I moved to Davie.
Okay.
So, and now I've been here for less than 2 years. My daughter's still in Florida, though.
Okay. So going back to the freestyle, yeah, I listen to freestyle, like your wife says, but I'm stuck in the 80s as well, man. The music, it's like I can't let go of freestyle music, man. I really can't.
Neither can I.
You know, I can't let go of some of the. The only radio station that I listen to here is 93.1 Delilah. I don't know if you ever heard of Delilah.
Of course, we listen to Delilah here at times.
I listen to her. That's the only radio station I listen in my car. Other than that, I don't listen to no Power 96. I don't listen to Hot 105.
Power 96 hasn't, and Hot 105 hasn't been Hot 105
to
me since the early 90s, probably. And Power 96 has changed. I remember Power 96 started changing back in the early 2000s, and at least they will play at noon, and at 5 p.m. they will play a mega mix, an old school mega mix.
Correct.
And that's it. That's the only time I will listen to Power 96. After that, it sucked. It was all hip hop, and I like hip hop, but I like 80s hip hop.
Correct. Cypress Hill,
Beastie Boys,
Crisscross, Beastie Boys, yes, all of that stuff. Yep.
But music has changed so much, man. I mean, and so the music you play is, you play salsa, but you play old salsa, or do you incorporate the new salsa, or?
I don't incorporate the new salsa because and play music with, we're all, so we go ahead and they don't play nowadays. Music salsa from the '60s, la salsa matancera from Cuba.
Yes, yes.
And things like that. So that's what we go ahead and get with all of us. We reunite in somebody's house. It's probably like 15 or 20 of us, and we start playing records. And then we throw events here in the beach called Salsa a la Playa. So we
Yeah, I
take our
remember you
records, we
mentioned
take
that.
our and we have fun there, right? And we look at with that event, we have had so much success that people go ahead and call and say, "Listen, when is your next event?" Because not only you're having the best of two worlds, you're having music and you're
Hmm.
having the beach. So whoever wants to go dance can go ahead and dance in a bikini, in a bathing suit, and shorts, or whatever they want because they're right there.
Yeah.
you know so we have fun. And once again, it's music from the 60s, 70s, music from, we're looking at Colombian salsa, we're looking Venezuelan salsa, salsa del Peru, salsa de Ecuador, salsa de Cuba, salsa de Panama. So all those South American and Central American countries that people don't know that they had salsa, that's what we go ahead and dig for, stuff
You
like
know,
that.
it's funny you mentioned the old music, and I remember growing up, my grandparents, my dad, my mom playing Benny Moré
Yeah.
or Celia Cruz. I hated it. I hated it. Now that I'm
Celio,
older,
Celio, Celio Gonzalez, you know?
I hated all that music, bro. I hated it. But now that I'm older, I appreciate it. That is
Yep.
my that's my heritage, man. I love Benny Moré now. I
Yeah, yeah,
love
yeah.
Benny. That is my favorite singer, Spanish wise.
As a matter
Is
of
Benny
fact, when
Moré.
you called me, I was actually digging. A friend of mine called me up and said, "Listen, I have some records that my boy wants to get rid of." And I went to his house and hold on, let me see if I can let's see what I got. I got a couple of things. Let me see. Look at this. Let me see what it is. So we have Cortijo, Puerto Rican. Let me see if I can show you like this.
Oh man. La whole, and those are orchestras. There were 8, 10 guys in a band, and
Correct. Correct.
como la
So
matancera.
exactly, but that's the Puerto Rican. That's
Yeah.
Cortijo y su combo.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I got into this like once again. My parents used to listen to vinyls back in the days, but they used to listen to what we call música de aplanchar. Música de aplanchar is las baladas, Camilo Sesto, Rocío
Okay.
Durcal, Diango, all of that. So I was raised with that. My mom every Saturday would go ahead and put that on the weekends to go ahead and fix the house, and I would have to listen to that. So that's how I came into all this Hispanic music. Mind you, I'm not gonna say that I've never liked American music, but I listen to more Hispanic music than what I listen to American music. Once again, I have my freestyle, I have my Two Life Crew, I have my Beastie
Fuck
Boys,
that
I have
crew.
all that music. You know, I have all the music, but 95% of the time, you're gonna go ahead and listen. You're gonna hear me listening to Spanish music.
Yeah. For example, and I get you. So if there are times when we're down or wherever we're upset, where we go, we turn to music. You turn to Latino, to Spanish music, salsa, or especially the old school. I tend to turn to either Chicago, that's my
Oh
favorite
yeah,
band of all time, or freestyle. I always got to listen.
Chicago or Journey? Chicago or Journey? Come on, that's a couple.
My three favorite bands of all time is gonna be Chicago, REO Speedwagon, and then Journey.
Okay, okay,
But with Steve Perry. Now,
correct.
this kid is great, but Steve Perry is. That's why there's a
Oh,
reason why they call him the voice.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I can listen to any Journey song with Steve Perry. Other than that, I won't listen to it.
Yeah, with Greg Rowley before. I tried, and the guy is great. He's a great musician, but there was nothing like Steve Perry. Steve Perry, I think
It's
he.
that it's like when somebody does a positive change to a band and they start singing songs that have a verbiage or have significant meanings and things like that, it catches your attention. You know, you're like, wow,
Yeah.
I like this band. You know, but if somebody comes along just to start screaming and everything like that, forget it. Forget it. I don't pay
Yeah.
attention to that.
Yeah. Yeah. A question. I know you, Rudy, and Ray Guel were gonna do something.
Correct.
Did you guys ever get to do that, or or is that still in the works?
I think Ray Guel did log on that day, but we had internet issues with his on his end.
Okay, 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 okay.
Yeah, we did
Okay.
have issues on his end.
But you guys were gonna do a cruise or something. No, no, I don't crucero. I thought you guys were gonna do a cruise or
There was
something.
there was a cruise that was being promoted, the
Mm,
freestyle cruise, but I don't know what happened to it. I really don't know what happened to it.
okay, okay. So what else do you do? 'Cause I don't want to take too much more of your time. What else do you
No,
do?
no,
You said
I'm
you do
available.
all kinds of things. What else do you do besides?
I work I work 9 to 5. I'm a regular nine
Okay,
to five guy. I work with
okay,
this company called Humana Insurance Company here in the state of
okay.
Florida.
Oh
I
yeah,
am a
yeah.
I'm a case manager assistant. I've been with them for 12 years, 12 years in the company. And dude, to tell you the truth, I just don't want to work for nobody else. I want to start my own business, man.
Doing what? Insurance
No,
or
food,
no?
food. I'm
Food.
a big foodie.
Really?
Yeah,
You know, it's funny. My youngest, he's 18, and he wants to be a chef. He that's yeah, yes,
that's
you're
where the
trying, and
money's at.
that's all he. Listen, you know, we grew up. I want to be a police officer. I want to be a wrestler. I want to be a football player. And as you get older, things change. No, no. Since he was a little kid, he's always wanted to be a chef. To this day, he still wants to be a chef. His first job, he started about almost 2 years ago, when we moved here in Film Alley, which is it's a theater, bowling alley, and a restaurant. He's been working in the restaurant. It's been his only job, and he's been. I go, dude, how is it? He go, Bobby, I love it. This is my dream job. He'll even cry of how emotional he gets of how happy he is working there.
But look at it this way. That's probably one of the things that would never die in life.
Of
Food.
course not. We need food.
Everybody has to eat. Everybody has to eat.
I totally
And
agree with you.
and like I'm the one that cooks at my house. Like my wife, she's like, listen, you know what? I don't want to cook. I'm like, don't worry about it. I'll cook. I love cooking.
So do I.
I love cooking, and if it's for my wife and she enjoys it, I'll go ahead and cook for her.
My wife
So
taught me how to cook.
no, my mom taught me when I was 7 years old. She goes, you wake up every Saturday, and I'm gonna teach you how to. The first thing I learned how to cook was eggs. That's all I know how to cook.
That's the first thing you always learn. Yeah.
So she goes, you go ahead and turn on the stove. You go ahead and put it here. You put the egg there and you just scramble it. Once you see it dry, turn off the stove, go back to bed.
Well, that's the Colombian way to do it, because my wife. That's how my wife does it. That's how she taught me how to do it. Which
Yep.
is you don't crack it and scramble it. No, you
No.
crack it, dump it, and put it in the
Yeah.
in the frying pan, and then there you scramble it.
Exactly.
That's how she
Exactly.
does it. That's how she taught me how to do it. And like I said, my wife. I love to cook, man. I did not know how to. Came into marriage 23 years ago, not knowing how to do laundry, not knowing nothing. She finished raising me. I told everybody. Ella terminó de criarme.
Well, my
So
mom taught me everything. She taught me how to cook. She taught me how to wash. She taught me
no,
how to
no, my
fold
mom.
clothes. She taught me how to iron. She taught me everything, man. She goes, don't ever depend on a woman. Always depend on yourself. And don't ever think a woman is a slave. She is your partner. So you help her out in the same way. And me and my wife, man, we do everything together at the house. If
That's
she
what we
don't,
do. That's how we do it here also now. I mean,
yeah,
because and I don't and we try to teach our boys that, our sons. We don't want their future wives to go through what my wife went through with me.
correct.
It's not fair, man. It's not fair.
It's not. It's not. The problem is that grandmother and grandfather generation was the wife stays home, and the man is out working, and the woman has to cater to the man. And me and my grandmother would get into fight. Like, she's in heaven now, but me and my grandmother would go ahead and get into fight. She's like, "You have to go ahead or listen, grandma. No, we don't. We will help her out. I will help out my wife, but she's not gonna be my slave. She's
No,
not gonna
man.
do everything for me because thank God I can go ahead and do everything a woman knows how to do except give birth. Other than that, we could do everything else. You know?
Eh, yeah. I mean, and if you go biblically, the the man is the head of the household, but nowhere does it say that we are to use them as a step
Correct.
stool or step all over them, walk all over them,
Yep.
or
Yep.
abuse them, or no,
Correct.
they are there to help them. We're equal partners,
Correct.
you know.
Correct.
Yeah. So my wife, bro, I remember, and going back to the old school of how parents used to, because I learned that from my dad. The first week of marriage, as a matter of fact, it's funny. We were talking about it last night. We were laughing about it, my wife and I. I go, babe, do you remember when we first got married that we'll get home because we work together? So imagine we work the same amount of hours, work Monday to Friday, sometimes even Saturday, both of us. And I got home, take off my clothes, take a shower, get dressed, walk out of the bathroom. Next day, take off my clothes, put it on top of the clothes from the day before, take a shower on the floor, get dressed, get out. 4 days in a row, I did this. And then I go, babe, let me ask you, what's up with my clothes that's on the floor in the bathroom? And she goes,
Oh, I don't even want to know what she told you. You know,
no,
in her Colombian accent.
she was really cool about it.
Okay. All right.
She was, funny you should ask. I'm glad you asked. Listen, if you want to move back in with mom, you could. If you want to live with mom, you could. I work just the same amount of hours as you. I come home and I have to cook for you and our daughter. I have to wash clothes because you don't even know how to do that.
Wow.
So I go, wow, you're right. And that, bro, I changed my way of thinking right away. I changed my way of thinking right
Yeah.
away, and I started helping. I go, babe, teach me how to cook. And then when she was pregnant with our son, she couldn't cook, and she was on IV 24 hours a day because she was tomando agua, she would throw up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she
Yeah.
was bedridden. So she taught me how to cook from the couch. She go, first thing she taught me how to cook was soup. You know,
Okay. You know,
and,
what I,
and
what
for,
I normally do is I look at a lot of recipes, man. I get into TikTok and I start looking at TikTokers that just focus on recipe, you know, and I see the things that they do and I just save it and I save it and I send it to my wife. I'm like, listen, babe, I want to go ahead and do this week. You know, I want to go ahead and do it. And it literally like it's me and her together doing it. And I enjoy it so much, man. It's good, man.
and that,
And some relationships that don't do this, it causes fights, you know, once again, you know, because some people have that mentality that the women has to be our slave. And no, that's not the way that it goes, man. It's about that time where we just go ahead and flip our minds and say, listen, you know what? The woman is the greatest creation God made on earth. Why not
amen,
value them? Now, why
amen.
not value them and help them out and, you know, do the same thing that they do, you know?
And that's one thing we tell our boys. Remember, when you are with a girl, treat them like a princess. That's exactly what they are. They're created by God. You know, they are created in the image of God, just like we are. And
Mhm.
you are to treat them like a princess because that's what they are in God's
Yeah.
eyes. And yeah, man, it's like
You
that
got to treat them
mentality.
just like you got to treat them just like if they were your mother. They're women, you
You
know?
got to think about that. Your
Yeah,
mom, your daughter, your sister. You
exactly.
know, so yeah. Good point, man. Good point. Hey, what plans are there? So that's what you do. Are those are the plans for 2024 as far as music wise? Is the la fiesta at the beach? Is that every Friday, every Saturday?
No, I've been trying to speak to the guys. I'm like, listen, we have to start doing this at least every 3 months, 3 times a year. You know,
Okay.
we do one in March, we do one in June, and we do one in November. You know, when the weather's
Okay.
perfect.
Yeah.
Pero once again, going back to the beginning of the conversation, there's so much backstabbers, okay, that if you're not if you're not mentioned that you are part of the crew that did that event, they won't support you. So me, I came into this, I'm gonna tell you, I came into this approximately 5 years ago for the vinyl collection and meeting these guys and everything like that. And I see so much that it's like I try to stay away from everything. I'm a homebody. I don't go out. I don't give them a
Mhm.
call. I'm not the type of person. I've learned so much, JC, from past experience, man, that the further you are away from the negative stuff, the better your life is going to be, and you get caught up less in all the BS, man. You know?
And so then you have to cut ties with people, man.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, and you have to cut ties even with. I'm a Christian. We're a Christian family. I've had to cut ties with certain Christian people. But lo mismo cristiano, bro, we could be a pain in the butt, bro. Just because you go to church doesn't make you a Christian. Just because you sit in the garage doesn't make you a car. Just because you sit in the church doesn't make you a Christian, bro. It's you sometimes have to cut ties, especially with the
Correct.
negative people.
Yep.
You know, and
Or, or,
yeah,
or with all those people that try to backstab you and they talk BS behind your back and stuff like that, you know, you don't,
you don't need
me,
that. You
that's,
don't need that.
yeah, you don't. And once again, man, it's like, I see them and it's like they have a little crew and it's like, oh, my best friend. And they post it all over Facebook so the other people can go ahead and see who's your favorite. Listen, I don't have time for that crap, man. I really don't. So whenever they invite me to their houses and everything like that, I go up, I play my music, and I'm out. You know, because we
Okay,
all gather. Like I said,
so do you get hired as a DJ still, or do you do it just for fun?
I do it for fun.
That's your
I
passion.
do. It's my passion. I do virtual DJ. I have a
Mhm.
couple of virtual radio stations that I play on that I haven't played on for a while because with work it's been so busy.
Yeah.
But I did. One of the radio stations did reach out to me like 2 weeks ago, and they told me, "Hey Juan, when are you gonna come back? You know, when are you gonna start playing again?" I go, "Listen, I'm ready." So they did everything. We hosted everything up. We did all the hooking up, checking the sound, checking the microphone, checking, making sure everything was perfectly fine in the computer. So I should be back, sometime next week or in the next 2 weeks back into the radio station.
Share that with me, please, so I could put that on the comments or on the description because this goes this goes this episode drops tomorrow, so I
Okay.
want to put that in the description so people would tune in. So
I'm also going to start doing my own Facebook. The problem is with Facebook, they go ahead and listen to a song, they chop you off right away. So I have my YouTube channel where I upload all my good music and everything like that. I have that, and I have over. Once again, let me just go ahead and cut it off really quick. I'm not. I don't do this to claim popularity. I don't want to get known in the world. I don't want people to say, "Oh my God, there goes the." No, I don't want that. I just enjoy. Once again, it's the passion that I have for music that I have my YouTube page. Thank God, my YouTube page. I have 827 followers. There's some people that get boosted up like nothing. I'm not in no rush. I want people to enjoy the music that I put on my channel, enjoy it, share it, have fun, listen to it. I try to load it up with the best quality possible and stuff
yeah,
like that.
I'm gonna check you out. I didn't know you had a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Talk about boosting up. As a matter of fact, I've now that I have this, that I'm doing this, I do this for fun. Also, I'm enjoying this. I'm really enjoying. The first 2-3 episodes of that I had was just me talking crap, sports, and all that stuff. But then I said, you know what? Let me start inviting people on, and let me just
Yeah.
have conversation. And I'm enjoying this. I'm actually enjoying doing this.
Correct.
And
And it's something that I wanted to do with Rudy as well. But with
I
Rudy goes to bed con las gallinas. Rudy's at bed by 8 o'clock at night.
Papa, un viejo, bro. Rudy, I love you, bro. I know you're probably gonna watch this, bro.
Yeah,
Don't
Rudy's
come
gonna
to
watch it
text and kick
tomorrow.
my ass, bro. Listen,
Yeah.
I love Rudy, bro. But Rudy, I'm un
Yeah.
viejo, bro. Rudy's
Rudy,
61 years
Rudy's
old,
about to
bro.
get.
He looks great.
Rudy's yeah, he looks great. Let me tell you
He looks
something.
awesome.
And
He works out and all that, but yeah, un viejo, bro.
and you know what? Now that we mentioned Rudy, it's like I never, me as a human being, would ever thought that I would have. I'm gonna say a friendship because me and Rudy don't hang out every day, but we talk once in a blue moon. And he's doing a song and he calls me, "Listen, Juancho, listen to what I'm doing." I'm like, "Listen, you know what? That thing is gonna hit fire." You know. So we talked, and I never thought that me, as a regular human being, would ever be friends with Rudy Gill from one of the biggest bands in the 80s,
Yeah,
Secret
yeah.
Society. And once again, I saw Rudy a couple of times in concert and everything like that. And it never crossed my mind that I would ever have communication, that I would have his phone number, give him a call, he'll give me a call, we'll go fishing together. It's like wow, and things like that. So Rudy is a great guy. He's
Yeah, he
funny
is.
as
He is.
hell. He's funny as hell, and I like talking to him from time to time, man.
Mira, when I first met Rudy, my brother picked me up and we went to play basketball at una finca. I don't know if you know who Ray Fandino is.
Ray
He's
Fantino.
a mutual friend. I haven't spoken to Ray in about 20 years or so, 25 years. But anyways, we used to go play at la finca del hermano de él. We used to play basketball. And we get off and I go, bro, Andy, that guy looks familiar. Who is that? That's Rudy Gill. Rudy Gill, Rudy Gill. Why does the name sound familiar? Go, for Secret Society. Go, no way. Bro, Rudy was down to earth to him. And this was already in the 90s. He was already way past
Correct.
Secret Society, because Secret Society broke up in 91, 92. So this was already in the mid to late 90s. And bro, Rudy, great guy. We played together in the softball team, which was a crappy softball. We didn't win that one game. We didn't win that one game with that softball team. Crappy ass softball team.
Like back in the days with the Dolphins, they didn't win in one game, right?
Yeah. Well, the Dolphins still pretty good, but I think Marino was still there in the 90s.
Oh my God.
I miss
I
Marino.
get so
bro.
I get so upset when they lose. I call them the Miami Guppies. The Miami Guppies, the minnows, the Miami minnows.
But yeah, but Rudy's a good guy, bro. Rudy's a really funny guy. He's a really down to earth guy, and I'm glad he's selling boats now and all that, which is his passion. Besides music, his music, he loves boats. He loves fishing. So, dude, so I'm glad you're getting to do this, and I really hope you get to some success with the radio show and stuff. But like I said, mándame your YouTube channel y mándame to the radio station, so I can share that. And when you think you're gonna start with the radio station, so you say probably next week.
Yeah, they told me that I have open access Monday through Thursday, so I can go ahead. They give me the liberty to go ahead and program whenever I want. It's not like if I have to go ahead and be a set schedule. They just tell me whenever you're gonna program, let us know. We'll go ahead and shoot out the flyer with your picture, so you can go ahead and have people log in and start listening to to what you play and everything like that. And like I said, I have to do some things around the house and everything like that, because I also want to turn on the camera. So when I do my independent playing sessions, show the records, talk a little bit about the records, stuff like that, so people can go ahead and learn a little bit more.
That's cool, man. I like that. So I'm looking forward to that. Then you got me. I'll be tuning in. So I appreciate that. Right. All right, bro. I appreciate your time, man. I really do.
No, thank you for the invitation, man.
Man, I would like to have both you and Rudy on here at the same time. Obviously.
Oh man, listen. This won't be a podcast. This will be a stand-up comedy show, man.
Bro, let me tell
you no. Rudy's so old, he'll be sitting down. He's so old, he'll be sitting down. So it'll be a sit-down comedy show. Rudy, man, we love you. If you're listening to this, or if you see us tomorrow, Rudy, we love you, man.
Again, bro, I love you, Rudy, bro. Yeah, but that would be awesome to have both. I know he told me, as a matter of fact, that for us to get together again before the holiday. So let's see if we can schedule something for sometime December, right before Christmas.
I'll have a big Leon sign in the back, Leon Medical for Rudy. So just in case something happens to him, we can go ahead and call the bus, have him pick him up.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, every time you two get together and I tune in, I'm able to tune in, I crack up, man. You guys are a trip, bro. You guys are a trip.
You know what we can do, JC? We can go ahead and get it together, and I'll have Rudy come to my house. We could do it from there.
That'll be cool. And I'm planning on visiting Florida sometime 2024 to go visit my mom. My dad just passed away a couple months ago. And so my mom ahora está sola and all that. So I'm planning on visiting Florida sometime 2024. Maybe we could do something, all three of us together.
There we go.
Same place. We'll go to La Carreta or something and do something there. Or
no, we could do it in the middle. We could do it in the middle of the ocean where there's nobody around, just catching fish, man.
You know what? I never gone fishing before. Well,
what?
Te miento. I'll lie to you. My dad took me fishing 2 or 3 times, and I would screw up the reel.
The reel.
Se me enredaba, and he will scream at me. I go, bro, you know what, dude? This is too stressful, bro.
Well, listen,
I never did it again.
I started fishing when I was like 6 years old, man. And I would go to the lakes and just catch bass, man. And
really?
ever since that, I've loved fishing, man.
I've gone with my boys twice only, and I want to do it. I want to do it more, but I don't know how to do it. And my boys are dying to go fishing, and my sons are only getting older, man. I told you, my youngest is 18. My middle child is 22. My daughter, the oldest, she's 26. She turns 27 in December. She stayed in Florida. But my boys are dying to go fishing, man. My boys are dying to go fishing.
But that'll be cool, man. 2024. We can even go to the bridge with Rudy. You know?
That'll be awesome, bro. That'll be awesome, and we get together and yeah. We'll do a podcast of us fishing, and it'll be pretty cool, bro. It'll be pretty cool.
It would.
But we'll hit you up for December. I mean, if we do something here and you know, before Christmas, man.
Yeah, let's talk to Rudy. And then if anything, we'll go ahead and do. Rudy can go to my house, and we'll go ahead and take it from there.
That'll be awesome, bro. That'll be awesome. Thank you, bro.
And I'll show you my whole setup, my whole records, my station for the radio station, my everything. I can show you everything, man.
Cool, man. Bro, God bless you. God bless your wife, your family, bro. And thank you for coming on, bro.
Likewise, thank you for having me. I'll send you the information. I'll send you my YouTube page. And once again, Rudy, we love you, buddy.
Love you, Rudy.
Oh, yeah, JC, thank you very much. You have a great night, all right?
You too, brother. God bless you, man.
All right, buddy. Have a good one.
You too.